Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel on this beautiful day. How you guys and girls doing? Hope you're doing great. Today we're gonna be talking about the console RPG again. But before we get started, I just want to say that I'm sorry for not making videos for a few days. For those of you who noticed, because I've had a lot of things to do, lots of studies, lots of stuff to do at once. So I haven't had the time to make these videos, even if they're short. But here I am. I'll try to make more videos now. And before we get started again, please check out the description box. You got a bunch of useful links there. You got my Twitter link. You can follow me on there if you want updates when I upload stuff. And please consider subscribing and dropping a like. And there's a little bell button next to the subscribe if you want to click it. I don't know, everybody's hyping that up, but if you can do that, just go ahead. But otherwise, just keep watching, and I'm really grateful for all of the support and stuff like that. So thank you very much. If we get started, one thing I did was I removed the SRAND that was up here, the SRAND line, because I kind of did some research into how that works, the SRAND, and basically behind the scenes there's a long list of numbers. Okay, a long list of numbers, and all SRAND does is it starts you off at different positions in that line. So once we want a specific seed with a that we want to put into SRAND, we'll use that seed. But if you just want a random number between something and something, all you have to do is just do rand, because wherever it is in the position in that long list of numbers, it won't really matter. Unless you want a specific seed. Okay, so just go ahead and remove that. It's a long explanation. I'm sorry about that. And another thing I did was I removed the commenting of this whole thing here, and I added 2 comments, loss and win here, because basically when the character is dead, obviously you lose. Enemies that you win. And the whole setup right now is you will be the attacker 100% of the time. There's no role or there's no switching turns right now. There will be in the coming videos, obviously, but I'm doing this a step at a time because we don't have a lot of time in the videos. So let's just do that. Let's Control X all of that, and I'm gonna put it in the while loop, because every loop we're gonna do a attack and a hit. Okay, as you can see here, the hit is from the character and the defense is from the enemy, because that's how we have it right now. And basically we randomize the number, and if that number is within the range of the hit rating percent here, okay, which will probably be 60 in this case, because the character's hit rating is higher than the enemy's defense rating. But yeah, then it will be around 60. So if it's between 0 and 60, we'll hit. Or if it's the rest, if it's between 60 and 100, which is about 40% there, we'll miss, because that will be in the range of the enemy's defense percent. Okay, because the enemy is defending, right? So there we go. And yeah, to get that started, let me just make some couts here. You are dead. Probably something like that, whatever. New line. Let's just copy paste this. And we'll say you defeated the enemy. Boom. Okay, cool. And we're gonna have to make a few functions in character and enemy that will help us out. So void take damage is one of them. Const int damage, like that. I'll just control dot enter on that, and we'll get a little definition in here. And all that's gonna do, also I wanna control X that into here, functions. All that's gonna do is it's gonna say this HP is minus equals damage. Alright, that's it. But also I'm gonna do a little check here. If this HP is less or equal to 0, then I'm on this set dead. Okay, and now set dead is going to do everything that has to do with the death of the enemy. Right, it's gonna do a bunch of stuff here that needs to. This is actually, to be honest, more important in the character side. So I'm gonna create the exact same function here for the character. And void take damage, const int damage. There you go. Control dot enter per usual. And in character CPP, you'll see that the function appear here. We're just gonna control V all of that stuff, and I'm gonna put it under this functions thingy right there. So there you go. So it's gonna set that. Now in the character, we're probably gonna do more stuff when the character dies. You're gonna probably do this exp minus equals maybe whatever 10, some random number like that, maybe 10, or a percentage of it, of the experience, and then we're gonna say if this exp is less or equal to less than 0, this exp equals 0. So that's when we negate something or we subtract something from exp, we want to make sure it doesn't go into the minus range. So when you've lost all your experience, when you die, you won't lose any experience, but you'll probably lose gold as well and stuff like that. So we'll have all that stuff right there, and that's fine. So let's go back to the combat state. So now it's gonna say all this stuff, and we're not gonna have to do set dead anymore, because take damage takes care of that. The last damage you do to an enemy or enemy does to you, if you die using or because of that damage, set dead will be triggered. So we don't have any problems there. Now we have to actually take this, and we have to actually create the hit and the defense thing. So let me just illustrate this in Paint. Let's make a little long box like that, boom, and then we're going to make a little line somewhere, because this box represents something from 1 to 100. Okay, that's what we're rolling our dice. This is our dice. It's 100, 1 to 100. So we're rolling it, and it's gonna give me anything from 1 to 100. Now we've calculated the defense percentage for the enemy and the attack percentage for the player. So, and the attack percentage is higher because the player's defense is higher, right? So I'm just gonna color this red in here, and I'm gonna color this green, and this is about 70 here. This is the divisor line. So this is def and this is attack, and the player's attack is larger than the enemy's defense. So that means that this dice, if you roll it, if it rolls between 1 and 70, you're gonna have a hit. If it rolls between 70 and 100, it's gonna be a miss. And that's basically how it's going to work. And if your enemy has a higher defense, obviously it's going to be somewhere here or whatever, then it'll be a bigger chance that the enemy defends the attack and you miss it. Okay? So that's kind of how our system works. And to make that work, we need to make an if statement. If random, this random value, this dice, is greater than 0, and random is less or equal to hit percent. So that actually gives us that range that we're looking for between 1 and whatever the hit percentage is. And then the rest is obviously going to be the defense percentage. But you could also do an else if here. You could say that it's not necessary, but you could say random is greater than hit percent, because it wants to be greater than anything that hit percent was, right? And it is random is less or equal to either 100 or hit percent plus defense percent. But I'm just gonna have 100 here, right? Because you could do that, and that will give you a that will give you a value. But I'm just gonna have else here because basically that's what it is. So this is the hit and this is the defend. Now I'm just gonna make a cout. You hit the enemy 4, and then I'm gonna have a little space here, 4. Let me increase the size of this. This character get damage like this. Boom. And then maybe an exclamation mark, why not? Like this. And a little new line. So that's when we hit the enemy. Okay, we're gonna hit the enemy and it's gonna be fine. So this, or just enemy dot take damage. Oh yeah, and we need damage as well. Int damage equals actually we'll do this. We'll take this and we'll put it in here so we can fiddle around with the damage, and then we'll just put that number in here and we'll put the same number in here like that. And the reason I have a separate one is because I'll probably randomize this, and then we want it to be the same all across. Okay, So damage and damage. So you hit the enemy for all that stuff. Now enemy take damage is gonna take care of the death of the enemy and all that stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be fine. And there you go. That's pretty much it. And defend would be you missed the enemy. Like that or something like that. Boom. Okay, you missed the enemy. Fine. So then we take the damage and all that. So I think that's fine. I don't think we need much more. If I just run this, because we're gonna have to end the video after this, and I'll do the rest in the next video. But let's just run this. If it ever runs, there we go. So let's create a little character. Whoops, create a new character. -1, start the game. No, start the game and combat test. So the first one, you hit the enemy for 2, okay? Because our hit rating was 60, and from anything between 0 and 60 is gonna be a hit. So 42 is obviously between 0 and 60, and the defense percentage is between 40 or 60 and 100, because 40%, right? The last 40%. So if I run this again, 68, you missed the enemy. See, it's 68 is greater than 60. Random numbers, 35, you hit the enemy for 2, you hit the enemy for 2, you missed the enemy, you hit the enemy for 2. Eventually we're gonna kill the enemy. We killed the enemy, and yeah, that was fine. So that's cool. There you go. Now that at least that's working. Now the video is too long. I'm gonna have to end it here, but we'll keep working on it in the next one. We'll show some XP here and some damage numbers or HP numbers and all that stuff. But thank you for sticking with me for so long. Thanks for all the support, all the nice comments. Please check out the description box again. You got a bunch of useful links. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe if you want. Click the little bell button. Like, all that stuff. Anything you want to do. But just the most important thing of all, just keep learning, keep working hard. Take care, and I'll see you guys and girls in the next one. All right? Bye bye.